Hello everyone and welcome to My Hero Academia Chapter 311 review. This chapter is titled, Here We Go. I mean, it's not the best chapter title ever, it sort of reflects the chapter, it's not the best chapter ever, but, I mean, let's get on with the review. So, this chapter starts out with some villains attacking somewhere, and Endeavor is standing behind a column to protect himself. And we see a nail flying past him, and Endeavor thinks to himself, a nail gun support item. And yeah, probably the guy's quirk is like nail gun or something. Pretty interesting. And then Endeavor makes a comment on Detonarat for making these items, which pretty funny. So then Endeavor goes and uses his move, Ignited Arrow, against him. And the guy says, give me a break. You're the reason we're even out, Endeavor. And he says, that's why I'm here. And then Genus is sitting on the car. Hawks is getting in or out of the car, I don't know. And Genus says more escaped convicts, though none affiliated with him, I presume. Probably talking about All for One. Who would have thought? And then Endeavor looks over to a crowd of people who are yelling at him, being like, get out of here, you scum. Somebody holding up a picket sign saying we don't need fake heroes. Other people just stand there and saying, if you wouldn't let Shigaraki and his people get away, we wouldn't be dealing with all these escaped convicts. And then Hawks says, we should go, Endeavor. And then another one of these civilians says, the media folks said that Shigaraki was supposedly after someone else besides you people, which means you're all still hiding something from us. Coward! And they all start yelling, coward! The grieving relatives of victims Dobby burned to ash on TV. Did you even see that? Get out of here. Just seeing your face makes us feel hopeless again. You fakes, you can't come here and show your face. And they get on the road. Genus is driving. And Hawks is like, yes, I see. Please keep your search for the Liberation Front headshot. Genus makes a comment saying no progress. And then Hawk says, we should let All Might Midoriya get a kilometer or two ahead of us. If the media learns we're working with Midoriya too, he's bound to get flack for it. Endeavor says, yes, let's put a bit more distance between us, no sense in giving Deku more to deal with. He's the one who asked for this, but we're basically using the boy as bait to lure out the League, except those villains have gone to ground. We're assuming that the escapees and the supervillains from Tartarus in particular received orders of some kind, so illogical they'd use information to get. They use a greater confusion, low chaos, and low profile while going after a target. One for all. Then Genus makes a comment and says, but heroes are fraying at the seams. If we were to go for all for one, going to the offensive. And then Endeavor says, it must be like Deku said. Right now his top priority might be hijacking Shigaraki. Yeah, and then the first half of this chapter, the first 10 pages, are all literally just them conversating about stuff. And it just, I didn't really like this chapter, just to say. But I'll keep going. Whoever was speaking last, it was Endeavor again, said, All Might destroyed him, talking about All for One, to the point that he needed to be connected with tubes to keep him alive, and now he's grooming Shigaraki to be some sort of ultimate life form. It would make sense if his goal is to take over that new body. Then Hawk says, according to Doc Garaxi in custody, that guy is the doctor that incubated Tomura and did all that stuff. According to Doc Garaxi, who's in custody, Shigaraki was activated before his body was complete. We're unsure of the specifics and the potential body transfer, but it's clear that Shigaraki has to be complete for it to work at all. Endeavor then says, and then comes All for One's next goal. He'll be able to steal One for All. Something about that's bugging me, and that's what Hawk says. He's like, Midoriya All Might explain it to us, how body is too weak, can't receive it. That's why Deku had to train up. I'm supposing they didn't tell him about the whole, like, overflow quirk thing, since we only really learned about that a few chapters ago. So yeah, Hawks goes on to say, yeah, it makes sense, you need a young, strong body, but there's another element. I don't get this, why Shigaraki's rage is so essential. Genius then says a strong emotion is key. No, after all, one for all contains 8 other spirits. One needs a strength of will to override them. Then Hawks says again, but All for One has been pursuing his younger brother, and One for All for generations. You'd expect the guy to hold on to plenty of hatred for all his other successors. And then, who's his face? Genius says maybe it's not enough hatred yet. Hawks is going to say, or maybe he has none at all. It's just the impression I get, but think about it. That guy never stops smiling, right? And then Endeavor says, something missing in his soul, huh? Either way, these supervillains have no useful intel. Nothing that gives us any leads. If the enemy's hoping to avoid conflict, for now, obvious move is to take the fight to them. It might be worth expanding our search, and at some point, even that means fewer of us keeping peace out in the streets. And then, finally over with those guys. And then we cut over to All Might in the Batmobile. He's saying, still in the move, kid, you're not getting much sleep. Talking about Midoriya. And then we cut to Sir Night-Eye and him going back and saying, I recommend a decent night's sleep in a warm, cozy bed. Then All Might thinks Night-Eye, and then All Might thinks, now what? The kid's signal's gone. And he's like, damn it! And then next thing he sees, oh no, a bomb right next to his face. And then the Batmobile blows up. And then we see Deku holding the phone, and it gets shot out of his hand into a wall with a dagger stuck through it in the wall. And then through it, you hear something. Hey you, boy in green, you're coming with me. And then Deku thinks, someone's here for me. Not just some old villain, he randomly. They're specifically after me. Here we go. Here we go. An escape youth ties to him. And then we see a new villain, and it's a woman. It was one of the woman in the prison break, and she says, come quietly, and you get to keep your limbs. Funnily enough, leaning on the building next to her, there's an Overhaul. And if you don't remember, Overhaul doesn't have half of his limbs anymore. And then Deku looks back and says, a hired gun, sent by One for All. So yeah, this lady, pretty interesting. She has her elbow sticking out, and through her elbow it looks like to be a gun made of bone and muscles. It looks really weird. It also looks like she just has just one leg. Okay. And yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, this chapter didn't really do it much for me. It was sort of just like, alright, it's there. It's not very interesting. I mean, I just really want to get back to the general classroom. I don't know if you guys heard, but Kohei Horikoshi recently did an interview talking about the end of My Hero Academia and sense of that chapter being in the final act or whatever. So he did an interview and was talking about all the cool things the kids in the class would get to do, and they are second years now. And now I just want to see those guys again. I want to see Ida. I want to see Bakugo. I want to see Todoroki, Hiroshima. Did I say Ida? Ochako. Aoyama. No, not Aoyama. He sucks. Shoji. Sure. I just Froppy. No, I don't really like her that much. But yeah, I sort of just want to get back to see the kids again, or the class, 1A, and yeah, it was an alright chapter. I mean, it was it was literally 15 pages, which I understand may have been some health problems or stuff going on, but I mean, it was a 15-page chapter, and it was sort of just there to build up the moment of this hired gun at the end. Yeah, it wasn't too good in my opinion. So yeah, this has been my Hero Academia chapter 311 review. In my opinion, not much interesting happened. In probably someone else's opinion, this is their favorite chapter ever. Doesn't beat chapter 302. But with that being said, thank you for watching again. And if you liked the video, you can like, comment, and subscribe. And if you didn't, don't do any of those things. So yeah, thanks for watching. And this is Glowplasma231 out.